Hey, my first time live.
Oh, well, there you go. So morning, everybody. I'm not sure who's joined yet, but to our Instagram followers, very good morning to you on this very chilly Durban morning. And we're sitting outside here at Big Tree Cafe at Grace Church, which we were only told about the other day by a mutual friend of ours. So we're very excited that we're here because Mel is now going to bring her grandchildren here on the weekend. Oh, and there's monkeys. There's lots of fun and games going on.
Just leave my coffee.
Yeah, we've got our coffee. Right. Morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. There's a couple of you that have joined. So this morning I thought I'd do something a little bit different, and I've got my very good friend, Mel Lourens, who is from Monkey Behind You. Thanks, Dietlyn. How's varsity going, by the way? You doing well? Yes, cool. Okay, so sorry about that. So Mel is from Rodel, which is a bridging finance company, which a lot of people use to borrow funds in terms of agents com and bridging finance for sellers' commissions. But I just wanted to do a little background quickly before I introduce Mel properly. Say hello.
Hello. I'm very happy to be here today.
On this cold morning.
On this very chilly morning.
Yeah, so actually very kindly brought us blankets as well. So okay, so hypothetically, and this happens very often in property sales, which the agents out there will know, somebody will come along and they'll say, want to buy a house, I want to buy it for cash. And you go, okay, that's great. Do you actually have the cash physically in your account in terms of ready for a bank transfer? And they go, no, we've got to sell our house and the money's going to come through, thanks Emil, the money's going to come through from that property sale. So invariably it's not a cash sale because it's what we call a subject to selling sale.
Yes.
Mel's a lawyer, by the way. She's not a conveyancer, but she's a lawyer, so she knows all the property law. So then they want to put in an offer on a house, they've sold their house down the line, and then we have to pay a whole lot of stuff, and then where is the cash? How do we get access to the cash to actually transfer both properties that everybody can move out on the same day? So that's kind of the scenario just briefly explained. So what is bridging finance and how can we help those people in those situations to access the cash that they think that they have, but it's not sitting in the bank account?
Well, you've actually set it up quite nicely. In simple terms, bridging finance is a quick solution to a short-term cash flow crunch. Okay, so you will know typically you have to wait 2 to 4 months for your money to come out of a transfer.
Yes.
But you can't because now you have to pay that deposit
Yes.
on your new home. And then we will come in, we will pay the deposit for you, and then once your transfer goes through, we get our money back.
Okay.
It takes a lot of pressure off.
Takes a lot of pressure off. So you can help with right up front at the beginning with the deposits that need to be paid. So obviously somebody is settling their bond amount on the property, but there's still money coming out of there for deposits such as 100,000 or 200,000 rand, depending on whatever's on the sale agreement.
100%. And then later down the line, you have to pay rates, for example, to get your rate certificate before your transfer can go through.
Yes.
A lot of people don't have that cash lying around because depending on the value of your home and whether you're in arrears or not, your rates can be anything between 2,000 and 200,000.
And 200,000 rand for rates?
If you're in arrears, we often we
Okay.
often get those ones.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, because I mean that is, but then I actually had a seller ask me the other day, why do I have to pay the rates? And I said, well, there's always a pro rata portion for the seller to have to pay up until the date of transfer, and then equally the purchaser has to pay from rate or from date of transfer a pro rata for sort of 2 to 3 months, depending on what the municipality requires.
Yes.
And again, that could be a couple of thousand rand that they might not have right then and there, so they can borrow or bridge that from you guys.
It could be. Also during COVID, a lot of people, it's tough times.
Yes.
A lot of people lost income, so what's the first thing they're going to stop paying? Not groceries, they stopped paying rates.
Okay.
So in the last 2 years, we've seen really high arrear rates accounts.
Is that why you're saying about the 200,000 potentially? Okay,
potentially,
all right.
yes.
So now also, Mel, a lot of people say that bridging finance is very expensive. And obviously the higher amounts, I'm sure it does add up very quickly. How is that payable back to you in terms of what are your fees to them?
Yes, so if you look in lending terms, it will be expensive. However, it's not lending, so you can't annualize it and say, okay, it's 40% per annum. Because bridging finance is typically out there for 6 weeks.
Okay.
So it is actually quite cheap if you look at it that it helps you pay your deposit, and you may be losing a deal, you may be paying penalties on other things. So if you need 100,000 Rand to pay your arrear rates or moving costs, whatever, you're going to pay us back 104,500.
Oh wow!
At the end of the month.
So 4,500. So what's that? 4.5%.
4.5%.
Okay, and that's for the whole month. So that's per month.
Well, you don't
Roughly,
really pay per month.
but it's per day.
It's per day. It's out there for 20 days, you pay for 20 days.
Okay, so help me with my maths quickly. So if somebody is borrowing 10,000 Rand, it's what?
450 Rand.
450 Rand, so 45 Rand, not even for a day. So it's so it's wow. Okay, so it's really, really cheap. In the greater scheme of things, if you're needing 10,000 Rand to pay your rates, or 100,000 Rand to pay your deposit, or even transfer duties, I would imagine.
100%.
Okay, because also depending on, you don't have to pay transfer duties up front, you can pay it quite close to registration, so your time frame for borrowing the money is not that long.
No,
it could even be 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah. So there are definitely options.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the difference between having your transfer go through or waiting 6 months or 8 months for your bonus or whatever before your transfer can go through.
And going back to our original story of if you've got your property that you're selling and obviously you're buying somewhere else, you need everything to all happen at once so that you can all move on the same day, because otherwise you're stuck with potentially 2 properties.
True.
So there's a lot of different options and scenarios out there in terms of selling your home, and different options of, it is so chilly this morning. And obviously the coffee is lovely and warm, and so is the company. Thank you, darling. But in terms of selling your home, speak to your estate agent, look at different options. If you need to sell your home first, there are options, because you can do bridging finance through Rodel or other companies, but Rodel is definitely by far the best, in my opinion. And let's get you started on your property journey. But just quickly, Mel, there are other things that Rodel does, not just for sellers. Do you want to quickly talk about what else Rodel can do for people while I take a sip of the coffee?
Absolutely. So you touched on it. We help agents as well. So, most of us get salaries at the end of the month. With agents, your commission is your salary.
Yes.
So, and everyone has month-end costs, expenses, etc. So we will also bridge the agents' comm. So the agents can pay their school fees, pay their debit orders, buy petrol,
etc.
all of that. Yes.
And then also on your website, I was actually looking yesterday at your website, which is quite lovely. Thank you so much.
Yes, that's thanks to Alexa, our brand manager.
Oh, there we go. So you've got quite a few different things on your website as well. You've got your agent com, your property-backed finance, bond applicant finance, commercial bridging finance. So you obviously do for commercial as well as residential. Obviously, I'm in the residential field, so I always talk residential more than anything. And then developer finance. So that obviously is to assist developers to get off the ground. Or
well,
how does that
not
work?
off
Just
the ground,
briefly,
but to start the next phase of their development.
Oh, while they're waiting for the bank
while they're waiting for the first phase to register, and they need the funds to start the second phase of their development. Yes. So to touch on the bond finance, that's quite a nice one. So a lot of people want to renovate their homes, upgrade, etc. So they take a further bond.
Yes.
Or they switch from one bank to another.
Yes.
But they want to start immediately, instant gratification.
Yes.
So once the bank approves your bond and the attorney is instructed, we will come and we'll give you the money up front.
Okay.
And then
you can start.
You can start your building renovations, or you can go on that holiday.
No, because then I have problems when I come to sell the house and people need to pay their bond. No, they're just renovating their home.
Oh, fun police.
Exactly. And then just quickly, you did just touch on it now, that for general sellers and people taking out extra finance, they go through their attorneys that are dealing with the transfer to do all of that. So basically the attorneys will be in touch with you guys to do everything, but they can also go on your website directly and contact you.
They can ask the attorney to contact us, or they can go online, fill in a web inquiry. We have an amazing customer support team.
You do.
And they're headed up by Desiree.
Okay.
And they will contact the attorneys and do everything for the client.
Wonderful. Or we can have an on-the-ball agent. Won't mention any names. And then obviously, hello Gary. On the ball agent, you can even preempt everything and get the attorneys to contact.
The sooner the better, because the agent is the first port of call.
Yes, so the agent coordinates the majority of the transfer anyway. Somebody's phoning you, so that's a cue for us to end this. But thank you very much to Fig Tree Coffee at Grace Family Church in Riverside for allowing us to be here this morning, and the monkeys for entertaining us in the background. To St. Laurie for my beautiful dress, as always.
And to Property with Dietlyn for
Rodel, my gorgeous friend Mel. And thank you so much, everybody. And we will see you next Tuesday. Have a great week.
Thanks, guys.
Ciao.
Bye.